Yes, people, here we are again, another episode of the Back in the Net podcast. Look, he's already got his thumbs up. This one, listen, we're doing Arsenal versus Man United. Yeah, I've got him back for this one. He's been missing for a while.
The ultimate rivalry of the Premier League, huh?
That's it. Oh, you've been MIA for a while, so I brought you back. And I don't like your name, though, FPL King, but we'll get into that later. But listen, Nick, what are you saying? You good?
Yeah, I'm not bad. It's been nice to have a little summer break from football. From FPL in particular, because it's a stressful thing, but it was fun. But yeah, even though I did really, really, really well, and I might have finished a little bit higher than you as well after everything you said. But nah, it's been a nice summer break because football can be stressful as much as I love it. But I'm now at a point now where I'm excited to get it started, get the season started, see what the signings are saying, and see what United can do next season.
I hear. Listen, I've been watching not just Arsenal's window, but other clubs. Your winner's been quite decent. But we're going to get into that. Let's go into it straight away. So, Højlund, Onana, I think, is there anyone else you signed who I'm forgetting?
Mount.
How can I forget Mason? Them three. So, listen, what do you think about that anyway, the three signings so far? And who else do you want to add to the team?
I think in past seasons we've always been quite slow with getting our players in. It's always been like a long out drawn affair, getting someone in over weeks of no negotiations. So it's been nice to get pretty much all three of them. I know Højlund isn't confirmed, but Fabrizio said yesterday that he's signed, but he's pretty much done. He'll probably get confirmed over the next couple of days on social media with the top holding up. Maybe this beautiful top here. But no, I've been really impressed. Look, and I'm never going to praise the Glazers. I never will. But in terms of the board, they've done the transfers a lot quicker this summer. Like they got Mount in pretty much straight away. Onana was, as soon as Mount was signed, the talks were about Onana a week later or whatever it was. He signed as well. And then Højlund's, not long after that as well. So, with Mount, I just like British players, man. I really do. Not that I don't like other players, but with United's tradition of British players and the amount of games in a row that we've had in academy play. I know Mount's not that, but, usually it's a British player as well. It's just, I'm not overly excited by Mount, but, he's not an explosive player, I don't think, but he seems like a player that's good at most things. Like he's just a solid, good player. 55 million, okay, it's a lot of money, but in this day and age, you can spend a lot more. Like with Rice, I'm not saying Rice is quality player, but 55 million in the grand scheme of things isn't too high. But let's see. I'm fully behind him, and I like that he chose the number 7 shirt. It shows guts and shows balls to be able to take on a shirt when you're not a typical number 7 player. But if you look at United's past number 7 players, you think he's not, well, you could say Robson, because Robson was a box-to-box midfielder. But other than that, a lot of our number 7s have been kind of creative wingers, scorers and assistants. And he does that a bit, but he's more box-to-box. He could be a bit of everywhere. But I think he's going to complement other players. I think he's going to be that midfielder who will bring out the best in other players around him. Casemiro and maybe Bruno and whoever else may play in the centre with him. So yeah, I'm happy with Mount. Not excited by it, but I'm happy. But I love his attitude as well. You know what I mean? You see him on social media, and guys always smiling. He brings up other players as well. I love that. So I think he's going to be, and he's a Champions League winner. I mean, I know he's young still, but he's won the Champions Leagues. Yeah. To get that kind of, has he won the league? Did he win the league with Chelsea? Was he there?
He obviously was at the club, but I don't know if he.
Well, so if he's got the league as well, then that's another thing. But minimum he's got the Champions League, so that's a winner already in the dressing room. There was another signing we had, but I'll say that at the end. Johnny Evans, but
we want to talk about Johnny. We know about Johnny.
He's old school. But happy with. I'll say that what I'm most excited by is probably Onana. I think. When De Gea left, I was, how much I love De Gea. People know how much I love him.
Can I just tell people how much you love this guy? So this guy, De Gea will make one, world-class save. And all I ever see is this guy message me, the best keeper in the world. And I'm like, okay. But then when he makes them errors or them boo-boos, Nothing to be said. Nothing to be
Yeah,
said.
I think if you look at overall the season, like he did do really well. I think towards the end, which was in line with his contract running out, he made two or three howling errors, like in the space of a month. I think it was. He just made, but he did get. Obviously, that was due to the defense as well. But he did get Golden Glove quite easily. He ended up being poked by quite a few games, clean sheets. So I think he still had a very good season. But the talk has always been with De Gea his passing ability, which is average at best. And okay, there's keepers out there that are similar, like Pope and other ones as well, that don't always rely on passing. But I think with Ten Hag, you've got a manager who wants to play from the back, who wants to play good football, progressive football, and he wants to start from the goalkeeper and the defence. And De Gea, like I said, and I'm being polite here, is average at best at that. But I love him. I still love him. I always love him. He's, apart from Bruno, last 10 years, obviously Bruno's not been with us for 10 years, but he's probably been my favourite player, most consistent player. He has had errors here and there, but he's done some, his saves have been, when I say the best in the world, like I really do think like on his day, best shot stopper in the world. That's what I believe. I'm not saying that there's not others, maybe Alisson and whoever else, but De Gea, if you look at his record at United over the last 12 years, I don't think you can find a goalkeeper that's made the saves he's had. Personally, I don't think you can. And the amount of times, like against Arsenal as well, man, that guy used to turn it on. But anyway, back to Onana. I know he makes mistakes. I've seen video clips of him making mistakes, but that's fine. Keepers make mistakes. But most importantly, he can play from the back. He's worked with Ten Hag before, 52 million. I think it's a good amount for a 27-year-old. He could play for another 10 years.
Definitely.
I'm happy with Onana. He's a good signing. Happy with him. I'm excited
Did you watch
to see how we're going to look.
So did you watch a lot of him at Ajax or
not really?
Ajax
I watched more Ajax and Inter. Obviously, he was in goal in the Europa League final, wasn't he? When we won when Mourinho was in charge, and I was impressed then just at how young he was and how well he did. But I've seen bits I've seen bits of him, but not too much. But I've seen more clips of him actually of him making mistakes. People like to share that. When United make a signing, it's always focus on the fee, focus on the mistakes. Like United are.
We're the same. Arsenal and Man United is the same. Yeah, it's always the same. I'm a big fan of Onana. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, what do you think he's going to slip him well?
I think he's a great son. I told you before it was confirmed. I said I don't want him to go. I like to see my rival suffer. So I wanted you lot to fail to get him and then be linked to one of them like rubbish goalkeepers, like them unknown ones. But I think in the Champions League final, he showed us like what he could do. Yeah, that was impressive. And his mentality is elite as well. The way he talked about Haaland as well. Like, I don't fear no man. Like, ridiculous. You can tell by his face he really means it as well. And you need that.
Yeah, and who did we lose in the last game to? We lost to
Dortmund.
Dortmund, yeah. And I think Maguire made a mistake, and
I saw when he went mad.
He went for him, and I love that because you know what? Because like even though it's just a friendly and he's only just joined, he could have been a little bit quiet and be like, you know what? It's just a friendly. I'm just trying. But no, he's a leader. He's a goalkeeper. Yeah. He's our number one now. No, and he But yeah, I'll always, going back to De Gea, love him, and I wish him well wherever he goes. But yeah, happy with Onana. Highland, which has been verbally agreed by Fabrizio Romano yesterday on Twitter. So that's probably pretty much as good as done, looking about before the add-on fee is 60-ish million, 64. I don't know anything about him. I'm not going to lie to you and pretend I know him. I mean, I've looked at clips as well with him and checked his stats, and they, people were saying, he scored only 9 goals and a couple of assists in 30-odd games, but I can't remember who broke it down on Twitter, but for like the minutes he's played to the goals and assists he scored is better than what it looks like. But anyway, he's young. The guy's 19, 20. He's young. He's raw. He's, for his age, he's an absolute unit and beast as well. So, but I do feel like that Highland is a really good signing to have. But for us to potentially challenge you guys and City for the title, we need that Harry Kane player. I think everything else is good. Like, you got Mount, good. Onana needed. Highland definitely needed because we're lack of strikers. Martial's always injured. It's just there's not enough. Ronaldo left, etc. If you add that Harry Kane, it's going to cost 100 million, but he's worth it. He's a winner. Proven goals, proven assists. If you add a Kane to that, I'm like, yeah, we really do mean business. Because, like you said, even with Highland, you said to me yesterday, even if you sign Highland, what about if Rashford goes out? Who's there? It's going to be if Highland goes out. Who's there? Like in terms of a striker, I know we've got quite a lot of wingers, but strikers, no. So I'm happy so far with the transfer window. I'm happy with how quick it's been dealt with so far. And obviously we might get Amrabat as well, but I think we need to sell to get him in, which would be another good signing. But I'm hoping that I know we're not, but I'm hoping we get that Kane in. Literally, I just want Harry Kane. I love Harry Kane, another English player as well. But that would turn a window from a 7 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 if we've got someone like Harry Kane in for me. But yeah, that's it really.
No, I agree. Listen, spot on. Everything you said is true. We were discussing yesterday. Highland, I'm not going to lie. I watch players and I know all about all these unknown players. I only ever watched him internationally. So when he was playing for Denmark. This guy looks good. Because I remember, he just reminds me of Haaland. I think it's the stature and all of that. And I just watch him. I think, okay, cool, he's decent. So I think that's a good signing. And we need to stop worrying about this money. Like we always go 70 mil and this and that. Because at the end of the day, if he comes now and bangs 10 to 15 goals, you go, oh, that's a great first season for him. And then you're already forgetting the price and then think, all right, next season I want more from you. So I think he's going to be good. I think Onana, listen, fantastic sign. And you know what? I don't care what I say. I have a thing for black goalkeepers. I don't know what it is. Like I love seeing, but I always think it's me. You know what I mean? Honestly, I like him, and I feel he will transform you guys. I think against Dortmund, there was a one part. It was when it was Inter. Sorry, he come up the pitch and he's literally in central midfield. And I watch him and I think he must be bored. He literally just roams around. And I think what's good for you guys is if the ball's going over the top, I think Lozano is relatively quick. Varane, I don't think he has a speeder before. But if you've got a goalkeeper like that, that's always very off his line in position, I think you guys are going to do all right next season. I really do. But Kane, that would be the one. I think if it was to close now, I think you guys would kind of have a similar season to last season because I still think you're missing something. But I think if you got Kane, it's oh God, Man United, it will remind me of a Fergie team.
It'd be such a big signing, man.
Massive.
It'd be it'd be the Van Persie of when Ferguson was in charge as well.
And naturally, if Man City would start and look and go, what? You know what I mean? They'll start to, panic. Not just them, all the other teams will look around and go I think, they'll start to panic a bit. So I think it's just one of them ones where it's if Fergie was there, I told you already, if Fergie was there, Kane would be coming. Last week at the window, Man United would come with some big bid and Tottenham would be like, you know what, cool, let's sell him. So let's see what happens. It's gonna be one of them where I think I think it's one of them where Tottenham will probably keep him, and if maybe you lot might go back for him next summer. You know what I mean? So we've got to see what happens with that one.
Yeah, by then he's 30, 31, which is still fine. But I think if we were going to get him, it's got to be now. I mean, that's the thing with the Glazers. And people say, "Oh, Glazers have spent money." They've spent no money. It's none of their money. It's that really frustrates me because so narrow-minded when people use that as an argument of why the Glazers could be somewhat good owners when they're not because of the amount of money they're taking out with interest and everything else, which I've said many times. I don't want to keep going on, but it's with owners that would clear our debt, not necessarily give us money because the amount of money we make. Just clearing our debt gives us the freedom to be able to get a Harry Kane as well for 100 million and not really batter an eyelid. But obviously, we have to think twice about spending another 100 million because you think, 60, 21, nearly 170, 180 million with Highland included. You add Kane on top of that, that's another 100 million. I mean, that's nearly 300. That's a big amount of money. But we just can't do that with the owners that we currently have. So. But yeah, it's wishful thinking, but Harry Kane would complete the transfer window for me
100%.
and really should push us towards the top two. But without that, I still could see a second potentially, but definitely not first. But hey, famous last words, who knows?
No, who knows? And you know what? You guys, you did all right against Man City last season, to be fair. And I just think, there's that 7-0 Liverpool, that's an anomaly. It just, sometimes you get them random games.
Why'd you have to bring that up, bruv?
No.
Just randomly say Liverpool winning 7-0, you know. Sam's going to love this, isn't he? He's going to start cracking up.
What I'm trying to say is, like, you like guys generally have a good record against certain teams, and you know the Liverpool one, no one expected that call, whatever. But I think next season you'll make a good account of yourselves. I think the same with us. I think we've had a good window. You know what I think about Rice. I'm not going to get into that. I've been saying it for months before we signed him. I've been talking about this guy for ages. Cool, great signing. The Havertz one, I'm still like, I'm not sure, but I can see what he might bring. I just don't know where he's going to fit in, but it's going to be.
I think he's going to be a good signing for you. I said to you at the start that I think Havertz is going to be a very good signing for you guys. I think he's got a lot to prove as well in terms of like his Chelsea stay was okay. Yeah. Obviously, he's got the Champions League winner, which is incredible. But I think Havertz is going to be a very good signing for you guys.
Hope so. We hope so. I think Timber.
I don't.
I think Timber was is going to be one of our biggest signings. I think the way we like to play now and have that inverted fullback thing going on, Timber gives us what Zinchenko gives us on the left. So we can have the moments where, I don't know, it might be like Saliba can come out further, Timber will go in midfield, be an extra man, and suddenly you'll start to see, like when Zinchenko first did last season, everyone was like, oh my God, like, was Zinchenko playing? And that's what I think Arteta's doing to have it, because we didn't have it on the right. So last season, Zinchenko would do that, and White would just be like there. Like White couldn't really do it.
So what do you rate your window out of 10 so far then?
7 for me. And I feel like the reason why I'm staying at 7 is because obviously we just lost Gabriel Jesus, which tells me that I don't know if Eddie can lead the line. So a striker would be nice. But the rumours that I'm hearing of Raya and Mohamed Kudus from Ajax, that will turn it into a 9 for me. But the 10 would mean striker. But I don't think we're going to... It's rare that teams get every single position they need. You know what I mean? Rarely. It's sometimes like January, they might add that last bit. Listen, for me, I told you before as well, I would even wait till January and then go and bid for Ivan Toney. And then he hasn't played. And you know what? Because imagine you're like 3 points off the top, or you're just top by 2 points. You suddenly bring him in and he comes in with that. I've been out for so long. What? I'm going to come bang goals.
When's he due back?
I think it's January.
Wow, okay.
So I think, cheeky bid. But the problem is, I think if we go for Raya now and get Raya for cut price, I don't think they do the same. When we go back for Tony Black, nah, mate, you lot ruined us.
The money that you said to me about Raya, 20 to 30 million, I think that's so cheap and such a good signing. And I personally see him, barring maybe the first month that he's there, I can see him going into the first team and staying there. And I do believe that he will knock Ramsdale off #1 spot for the foreseeable. But we'll see. But I think
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, like his stats for like passing and just everything really. I can't remember that, but there was a lot of stats. He's just first on so many things. And Raya, I would have been happy if we didn't get an Anna and Raya came in, especially for that amount of money. I'd have been like, wow, that's a bargain, genuine bargain. So I think Raya, if and when he comes, I think after maybe a settling in period, I think he'll become #1 and stay your #1. And I don't know if Ramsdale's going to be happy about it. Obviously, he's got a good mentality and you can see he's a fighter, but deep down, he must be thinking, wow, Arsenal is signing a goalkeeper who probably is on my level. He's got to fight for it. And, to be a winner, to be league winners, Champions League winners, FA Cup winners, you've got to have that squad that's got true depth. And that's what Arsenal are going for.
Yeah, no, it's true. But the only thing I will say with a goalkeeper, and I said this in my Raya podcast the other day, that it's hard when you're a goalkeeper to get taken out and you're not really getting games. Like, when you're like a midfielder, you can come in and you're slotting, whatever. But with a goalkeeper, it's like you've got to get your hand in. Cool, you can do all that in training, whatever. But there's nothing like a room. Look at me doing like I'm actually playing. But, you know what I mean? But no, you can do it all in training. But I think they'll be battling each other well, though. Because I watched an interview yesterday with Raya. He was talking on the Fozcast or something with Mark Howard, who played for Wrexham, and he was talking about competition and the importance of it, how it pushes each other. So I can see that side of things. So, listen, that would be a decent window. And then I'd look at it and go, do you know what? At the end of the day, City went and signed that Gvardiol, yeah. Like suddenly they went from you're not sure to they're back up there again. You're like,
90 million, wasn't it, or something?
I think it was 77, 78 million.
Oh, was it? I thought it was add-ons with like nearly.
Maybe with the
that's
add-ons.
crazy. I know we spent 8 million on Maguire,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, obviously that flopped. But yeah, to spend that kind of money on a defender, but if he's going to potentially be one of the best in the world, then
quality,
pay that kind of money.
This guy, I say it now as well. I always do my takes. He won't get beaten by a lot of players in terms of like in the air, pace. He is unbelievable.
What's his nationality?
Croatian. The only player I've ever seen him ruin was Messi, and that was at the World Cup where Messi kind of went in, out. But
it's Messi for you.
Messi does it to everyone, you know what I mean? So
he batters everyone.
No, good window for us both. I mentioned season's
next week?
First
so
game.
Close.
I know. Who you guys got? First game?
Is it Wolves?
Is it Wolves away or Wolves at home? I know we've got Forest.
Yeah, Wolves home. Yeah. The first 4 games is Wolves home, Tottenham away, Forest home, Arsenal away. So our home games, you would say, are relatively easy.
So basically,
Wolves and Forest, but then Tottenham and Arsenal away, that's difficult.
So basically, you're losing a 4th game. Oh, okay, sorry, Pete.
Hey, I'll take from that 3, 6, 7 or 8 points at a minimum.
I think
minimum. 9 points would be nice. Would be very nice, actually.
I think you'll get 7. I think you'll get 7.
8 would be great. Win both home games, draw both away games. I'd be very happy with that. But yeah,
you ain't drawing the Emirates. Just let you know now. And yeah, now speaking of that, leads on to my next point. So obviously we come on today. We said who's going to finish higher, but before that, we're going to go with I thought we come up with a combined 11. Arsenal, Man United combined 11. So what we're going to do? We're going to discuss. We're going to agree on a formation. We're going to go with players, and not for every player, but some of the players we can explain why we've put them in. Or listen, we might have a disagreement on some players. So because there's some players that if you don't mention them, I'm kicking off. Yeah. So so what we're going to do?
So are we going by like last season's form, or are we including the new signings?
So let's go. We'll go with last season's form and. Actually, let's not do prospective signings. Let's just do who we currently have, because I think like we can imagine we do prospective and the deal don't go through. So you know what I mean. Let's not worry about that. But let's do who currently got. So you can do a Cass, Mount if you think Mount, whatever.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. All right, let's
go with that. Yeah. So combine 11.
So we're not going by if we're not going by current form and who we've got now. Then okay, that changes a couple of things for me. But yeah.
So we'll go formation, right? So first of all, let's do with our formation. We'll go over what. What's that form? I think you lot play the same one. It's 4.
Just do 4-3-3. So like 3 midfielders. You could do a CDM, a couple, and then just do 2 wingers with 1 striker.
All right. So let's do 4-3-3, 1 CDM, 2 CMs, the 2 wingers, 1 striker. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Goalkeeper. Who do we go with in goal?
I think if you was to go with current form and how things are, I would have easily picked Ramsdale because I would have picked De Gea ahead of Ramsdale personally. But he's obviously not there anymore. So, but I'm just going to stick by my man. I'm going to say Onana. But yeah, Onana.
Me, I'm in agreement. I think Onana.
No, what's my name?
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
But now, what's the no. Yeah. Anyway, so I think what he brings, and we're going to see it more in the season. I feel like he's very comfortable. He, takes the pressure off the defenders, and that's what we really want from a goalkeeper. I like my goalkeeper to be good with the ball at his feet and pass the ball out. That's fine, but I still want you to do the basics, and I feel like Onana's still better than Ramsdale in that aspect. Not to say, Ramsdale's still young. Like in years to come, he's going to be England number 1. Who knows where he's going to be in the future? Phenomenal. He's going to be a phenomenal goalkeeper, but at this moment in time, I would say Onana. After watching that final as well, it kind of like really took it up a notch. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go with him. Nice. Yeah, so Onana in goal. Okay. Left back.
Right, let's think of the options first. So we've obviously got
Tierney,
Lau Malacia. So you've got Shaw from us, and then you guys have got Zinchenko. That's a difficult one. That's a real difficult one.
Yeah. Okay, do you know
got
what?
anyone
To
else?
make it, say difficult. Let's put it
Tierney,
this way.
but no.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do it as if you were playing Man City, because this way it makes it better for us to kind of be. Imagine you're playing Man City at the Etihad, and you've got to do a combined 11. Who is your left back?
Sure. Sorry. I know I'm going to seem so biased here, but yeah, I'm genuinely putting Shaw ahead. I know before the last couple of years, Shaw's was like up and down. His weight was up and down. His performances were up and down. You know, not been very consistent for the last 12 to 24 months. I mean, I don't know the exact date, but I feel like Shaw's been really, really good for us. And I know he could have more assists and goals, but when he slipped in at centre back as well, and he's just been one of our better defenders. He's been, I think he's generally been incredible for us. So, and Zinchenko is brilliant as well, and he's a winner. And I can't argue if someone says Zinchenko, but I'm going for sure. But it's like this for me. It's like this.
I'm gonna go left back. I'm gonna go Tomiyasu. No, I'm playing.
I was gonna say, bro. I was like, I'm turning you up, and I'll see you later, fella.
Nah. You know what? I agree with you, Shaw. I think Shaw last season.
Ooh, I thought you was gonna say Zinchenko.
No, I saw Zinchenko get skinned at Anfield and nutmegged in a critical game. No, thank you. At Etihad, he would get absolutely smoked. Like, no. I'm going to go Shaw. I think I'm in agreement with you. I think when he played centre-back, when he came in, great job. And even, I don't know what game it was, he played centre-back and he must have passed it to someone and he bombed on. Like, he literally carried on. He wasn't like centre-back and just cruising, and he was bombing up and down. Like, and when he's at his best, it reminds me of the Shaw at Southampton. Like, I remember that Shaw. I was like, man, he's the best left back I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Roberto Carlos, isn't it?
That was it. Yeah. He's really, in the last couple of years, he's really stepped up, man. He's become a leader. He's kept his weight at a good level, and I don't know. I just find in the big games as well, he really performs as well. Very reliable. Could add goals. Could add more assists, considering he 90% of the time does play left back. But I feel like his link-up play down the left is always very, very good. He tends to be the person who assisted the assister.
Yeah,
could be one of those players.
Not good for FPL though.
No. But you know what? Towards the end, I'm sure he was getting a lot of bonus points, wasn't he? He was getting the bonus points, isn't it?
He does.
Because he was actually getting a couple of assists towards the end, and obviously clean sheets and no, he needs to add that to his game. But to be fair, how he is, if he stays how he is now for the rest of his career with United, I'll be happy. He's a very, very good defender.
I hear you. No, I hear that. All right, cool. That's That's 3 United players. No, 2 United players so far. Boy, right back.
So I mean, I've got an issue of choosing like which right back I would pick for United, because we've got 2 Dalot and Aaron Paseka. But for you guys, is it White?
White, yeah. And for me,
predominantly it was White, and White did do well. So I don't know. I might let you decide this one out of this, because I feel like White did well. I feel like Wan-Bissaka did slightly better than Dalot. Like, he came back into it. So if I was to pick one, I would just pick Wan-Bissaka. But in terms of right back, I'll let you pick this one, because I think
Ben White for me. I think when he first got into the position, not just Arsenal fans, but a lot of us fans were like, "Wow, they got Ben White at right back, it's not going to work." Then I watched him play against Wolf Zaha beginning of the season. I was like, he looks all right. Don't get me wrong, sometimes he ain't got the speed. But there were some games, sometimes it's having a nous and a determination. And there were some games he was really showing what he was made of. And listen, he's quality and young again, very young player. And, it's, honestly, he's a joy to watch, man. Like, I think it was our good mate Lee, I know you're watching this, ages ago was telling me about Ben White, ages ago. And I was like, let me check him out. And he wasn't lying. Ben White is a very good player. 50 mil at the time, everyone was laughing, saying too expensive. Now we're looking at Declan Rice, 105. But, that's a story for another day. So, okay, cool.
I love White as well. Yeah. I love that.
So, Ben White, you're good with that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go centre-back. We're going to go the left side centre-back. Who are you going with? So, this one
is... To be honest, I don't really do like left and centre. I'm just going to pick... I've got 2 defenders who I thought were clear for me. Even though he suffered an injury, I think Martinez has to go in there. Okay. Martinez and Saliba for me. I don't know if that works right with the left and right. I don't know where Saliba plays. I know where Martinez plays, but he's centre left. Does Saliba play centre right?
Centre right, yeah.
Even if he played centre left, I still would have picked them both. So, but I think Martinez. I know you've got Varane, but he's been injury prone. Lindelof, when he's come in, has been flipping awesome
No,
for us. Like
he has.
This guy is pure class, man. He is a classy defender.
Yeah.
So, but and obviously Gabriel's done really, really well as well. But I think, one of each. I think Saliba is a given. Becoming world class, you can tell the people more. You know, you've said it all before how good Saliba is and going to be. Even so, like even more so. So I'd say Saliba and Martinez is quite. Yeah, I'd go with them too. Easy
Good
picks for me,
combo.
Saliba,
I'm
Martinez.
fully in agreement. Again, it all started well, innit?
Yeah,
I mean,
done well, mate.
I'm full agreement. I think Martinez. Listen, I'm an Arsenal fan. I remember when you lot signed him, we were linked with him. I didn't know much about him, but I was a bit like, I wanted him at centre back because he had that grit. Like I watched the tackles and I thought perfect for us. But obviously, you guys got him. But he was phenomenal last season. If it wasn't for the injury, I think you lot would have gone on and done a lot better in the competitions for sure. Saliba, where do I start?
He's the one, isn't he?
Where do I go?
How good can he really be? Like, if you think about the Terrys of the world, the Rios, the Carvalhos, the Vidics and Adams, like, how good can Saliba be amongst them greats?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm gonna say he's up. He will be up there. He will be in them. If he stays, okay, depends how long he stays for, because some these contracts mean nothing nowadays. So if he was to stay for, let's say, 8 years, 5 to 8 years, I'm saying we're putting him in them leagues. I think he is undeniably, probably for me, the best centre back in Europe, or close to being the best centre back in Europe. I know he got injured last season, got a back injury, but what this guy brings to the team, as we were talking the other day as well, I said, watch him. It's not even a sprint; it's a gallop. But with his gallop, you think he's not going to catch them. But he just somehow just gains ground.
When he catches up with Mbappe, bruv, when he was playing for Marseille, I mean, that's levels, isn't it?
That image is all in my head. He made the tackle and he was just like this to the crowd. Listen, come on, I'll never forget it. But, for years now I've been talking about this guy, and I was concerned when we sent him on loan the second time. I was like, does he want to stay now? Because imagine you're getting sent on loan twice in a row. You're thinking, like, do they want me? But I think he came in, and I'm glad he showed everyone. Obviously, we know what my prediction was last season. People doubted me. Yeah, I said team of the year. He made a team of the year. But if he stays fit this season, I think, he can go from strength to strength. And I don't think there is many better than him. I think he's like 21. Is it 21? Yeah, about 21.
Yeah, that's mad when you think about his age as well. Like, I feel like we're talking about a defender that's like in his prime, and he's only a little pup. He's only going to get a lot better with it. And you think add that experience over the years to what he has, that is a deadly combo. He could be, up there with one of the greats.
He's genuinely my favourite Arsenal player. Like, I know it sounds mad. Everyone will say Saka.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't understand. That's my guy. Like, from day dot, I've been backing him, and I'm always that's my guy, William Saliba. WS2. Yeah, 2. Remember that. But listen, let me not carry on with him. I'll be here for ages. But okay, cool. We've gone with that. Right back. All right, now we're gonna go CDM.
This is a big one because we've got so many good options. You got 3 really, 2 for you and 1 for us. Like, yeah, this is big. You go first this time. I've been going first all the time.
Do you know what? I like bouncing off your one. All right.
I'll go first if you want.
No, you gave me the opportunity. Okay, CDM.
Tell me the options you think there are from both of us all together. What are the options?
You got Cass, Big Cass, Rice, and TP5. Partey.
Yes. For me, it's okay. Let's get Partey out of the picture, bro. Let's get him out of the picture. Rice and Cassie, come on. Let's. Unless you were actually going to pick Partey, I don't think you were. But...
Nah. Listen, but Partey's phenomenal. Let's not. Like, Partey's a very, very good player. Okay. Casemiro. Probably Cass. Just. Only because when he's on form, because he hasn't been always at the top of his game, hasn't. He's had some off games, but when he's at the top of his game, he's up there as like one of the best midfielders, like 100%. I feel the reason why we don't see the best of United, because at Real Madrid, he had Modric and Cruz next to him. And them guys were able to like keep the ball, so he didn't.
What a midfield that was as well.
That's mad, isn't it? But he didn't have to do. He didn't have to do as much. You've seen it, innit? Like when he was at Rubbish, he'd do the shielding, and sometimes come with like a vital goal. And when he scored against, I think it was Juventus in the final, and obviously did it for you guys in the Carabao Cup as well. So I would say him. I think when we talk about next season, we'll be saying Rice. I have no doubt.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say,
right now, Casse, but at the end of next season, it could be either or because they're both great and they're both obviously. Rice is now at Arsenal. Is he going to step up to a plate? Obviously, he will. But yeah, I think for me, just Cass as well. But that could change. But Casemiro for me is the one I'm going for as well. So you know what? That's what I like about you, Matt. Like you're not a gassed up typical Arsenal fan, you know. Do you know what I mean? You're not your typical Chad guy, you know what I mean? That guy that gasses up Arsenal too much as well. Right,
what
Chad,
minute, let me let my 35th minute Chad. Yeah.
But no. The trick is like Chad's cool as well. But like with you are generally a level-headed football fan, and whether it's Arsenal, United, Liverpool, especially on the internet, especially on YouTube, you get too many gassed up people chatting rubbish just to get clicks. Like you are genuinely a level-headed guy when it comes to anything, but especially football.
But I think you just have to be honest. I appreciate it, but we've all got them. United fan, you've got United fans where sometimes you probably listen to them and you're like, bro,
chatting rubbish.
Just shut up. Like, be honest. And you just got to be honest. Cass is a good player. I liked Casemiro before he went United. Because he's at United now, I don't really like you as much because we're rivals. That's just the fact.
Yeah, that's just how it is, yeah.
Quality player. And the two beside him, one.
I've gone too attacking because I just have to get these guys in, but yeah.
Bruno, 100%. And the other one for me, I would go Odegaard.
Yeah, that's who I've gone for. Writing it down. Casse, Odegaard, and Bruno. I think for me is a given midfield.
I think Bruno. I'll speak on Bruno. You know what? You can speak on Odegaard from what you've seen, but we'll do our different teams. I think with Bruno, he came to United with a record. I think he bit loads of assistant goals at Sporting, and when he came over, I thought might not do it here, but he always surprises me. Don't get me wrong. There's some games where he does that, as Ivan would call it, the bomb pass or the atomic bomb, where he just bombs the ball and it's like literally just gone completely good. But
I don't think his pass completion is great. If you look at Bruno's bat,
yeah,
you know what I mean. That's his style. That's the way he plays. He's still quality.
Yeah, and he scores very important goals. And listen, for you guys, he is one of your main players. And I think he's rarely like badly injured as well. And that's a big thing for a midfielder. You know, when you got a midfielder that's rarely injured, it is massive. And yeah, I don't think last season didn't miss many games, did he?
No, he doesn't. He always plays. And now, as you obviously know, he's the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, Maguire, in terms of captaincy. Thank God for that. But yeah, no, he doesn't miss games. He scores. He assists. He's passionate. He works hard. He's determined. He's got everything. I was so happy. I mean, he does whinge when he gets on a pinch sometimes. But I remember doing interviews. Like when I whinge, it's never last. Like I move on from it. Like he's a bit of a whinger, and you can see his face. He's a bit of a whinger. But,
yeah, probably. Yeah,
mate. With what we've got at United, I think he's easily. I mean, you got Casemiro could have easily been captain as well. But, I think Odegaard as well, as you were saying about Bruno Odegaard. I'll be honest with you, when you made him captain, I'm thinking, what are these guys doing? He looks like a little sweetie man, isn't it? Like little boy, blonde hair, little man. Do you know what I mean? I was just thinking, why is he captain of Arsenal? Mate, I've seen, Vieira's, Adams. I'm thinking Odegaard, but obviously I was wrong. You guys had a great season, and obviously didn't win the league, and but you went so close to winning it, considering you was not in the top four and then nearly winning it. And Odegaard's a big reason for that. Do you know what I mean? His goals, assists, leadership, passing, vision. And he seems like you told me more, but he seems like a really likable guy as well. Yeah. Like, it just seems like he's liked by everyone, fans and the team as well. Humble. But I think them two was an easy pick for the midfield, and Casse just behind, or Rice just behind, and you've got Odegaard and Bruno, interchanging up top, and one going up, one going back. And I think that'd be a really good midfield, like a Premier League like 11. Obviously you'd put Kevin De Bruyne in and maybe someone else, but I think those three would be quality together. But no, I think Odegaard surprised me. He did surprise me, I'm not gonna lie, because like when he went to Real Madrid, he was like this, because I remember him from Football Manager days. And it's like he didn't really do it at Real Madrid, and he went on loan to you guys, and I was just like, okay, let's see. maybe not. He seems a little bit weak. I don't know, frail, but then obviously, he's obviously one of your most important players, and obviously he's your captain. So he's obviously doing really, really well.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Yeah, Odegaard put him in. I just think he's got a lot better. He's grown from the first season. On loan, he was good. And I remember when we signed him permanently, because I think we were looking out to get Maddison that time as well. And they were like, oh, do you get Maddison? Do you get Odegaard? Which one? I was like, no, I want Maddison. I don't want Odegaard. I want Maddison. But Odegaard's been phenomenal. The only thing with Odegaard sometimes, in some big games, he does go missing a bit. But yeah, I guess it happens. But from the 11 that we've got, probably I've got to put him in. Now we're going to go on to... Let's go left wing. Who are we going to put left wing? So bear in mind, at this point, we've got the 3 left. So we've got a focal point, and a left winger, right winger. Who are you going to have? Left winger.
Well, I'm putting... I don't want to give like 2 picks away, but I'm obviously going to put Rashford in there. The goals he scored and everything, he had a really good season for us. But like, he's better on the left wing than he is up front, but... I was confused, because I wanted to get one of your left wingers in. So to get him in, I was going to put Rashford up front, which meant getting rid of one of your strikers. So I'm going to start with the right wing. I'm going to do the easy one for me. So I'm going to go for, if you don't mind, I'm going to go for Saka, because I think Saka is just incredible.
What we saying original star boy, yeah, the real star boy.
I'm not even. I can't say the other star boy anymore because he's obviously done some naughty things and some terrible things. But he's now. I mean, I loved Greenwood. Greenwood was star boy, and obviously he's messed things up. But Saka for me, incredible leader as well. Like, that's the thing I've noticed saying about your team is you've got leaders now, and Arsenal lacked leaders for so many years, and you've now got true leaders in the team. And Saka is up there as one of the best right wingers in the world. He's got to be.
Definitely.
Saka is an easy. I mean, I know Anthony's been a bit up and down, but I do feel like he had a decent first season. Forget the 80 million. That's too much. I don't care about that. But he showed signs of such a good finisher as well. Good skill. He just needs to settle in a little bit more. So, but Saka, easy pick on the right wing. What about you?
I'm in agreement as well. It's annoying. We're agreeing on every single one.
Yeah, we are.
I'm in agreement with that. Saka, we've all seen what he does for England, and you know what? He's just one of them players where you can't hate him. Doesn't matter who you support. You can support any rival team. It's like, I love Saka. You love what he brings and all this type of stuff. So, he's just smiley character. You know what? He's one of the people who smiles at you. I can imagine him smiling at you on the pitch. He's just ruining you. And you're like, I can't even hate you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's, for me, there. Left wing, I'm going to go with Rashford. I'm like you. I know we scored goals last season, but I think he's better coming off that left. You know what I mean? So, like, I can imagine, and in my head, I'm envisaging it like Bruno and Odegaard on the ball, and Rashford's doing. I know Martinelli does that run, like the out to in. I can just see Rashford doing it, and then Rashford just doing because Rashford never kills the ball with the outside of his foot. He always does that, like the little knuckle, the little dip one he loves. Right? So that could envisage that. So I think Rashford there. Oh my God, this team sounds so good.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd put Rashford there for sure. I think he is one of them players. Same thing as the Saka. I like Rashford. I think just when you hear him talk, the stuff he does outside of football, that just makes him a more likable character in general. And I just love seeing players that, when they just work hard and they get better and better and better. Because if you look at it, he wasn't blessed with skills and anything like that, but you could see the improvement, like during pre-seasons before, he just bulk up next minute. And I think last season he scored, was it 20 in all comps? Was it 25 plus?
Rashford.
Around that. Must have been around that. He did, because I'm sure I saw this a lot of the time in the season. This guy kept doing these little. He's got 17 in the league and 5 assists. 35 games, 17 goals, 5 assists, and whatever else he got. Yeah, he probably got another 10 goals nearly on top of that with other competitions. Because that celebration was jarring me. The amount of times I was just seeing. And I was like, please just stop. But that's why when Saka, the real star boy, I loved it at Emirates. And he went.
I loved how everyone came together from different teams and kind of like
crazy.
Became one. I loved that. I thought that was brilliant.
It is fun. All right. last position now.
I haven't said mine yet.
No, that's what you said, Rashford. No, you didn't.
No, I didn't say what position yet.
Oh, okay, let's go.
I'm going to go, even though it's slightly off, I just can't not put... It's going to give away my last 2 picks, but I can't not put Martinelli in. So I'm going to put Martinelli on the left, Rashford up front. Jesus was good, but he was injured a lot, and he was really good. But Martinelli really did step up, and I think, for me, it's going to be Saka, Martinelli, Rashford for me.
No,
actually not Rashford. I'm going to go for Weghorst. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
No, listen, that's a good one, and I could. You know what? We know I love Martinelli. I called out 15 goals last season and got it right. Those that don't believe, go back and watch me.
Who didn't believe you? Do you want to mention their names again? Who was it?
No, you did. No, I don't want to bring them out, man. Let me not call them out. They know who they are. But yeah, listen, he phenomenal. And I think with Martinelli, what's so good, again, no one really knew about him. Got him from the Brazilian league, I think League B or C in Brazil. And he came as an unknown, 6 million. And it's just phenomenal. Like, I think at the beginning, he just used to run with head down. And that used to annoy me. He literally would run like that and then be on the ball. And you're like, look up, pass. And he never did it. But as the season went on, he was just, honestly, the movement. Even look at the goal at Anfield. The way he just gathered the ball and just quickly placed it past. And even the goal at Old Trafford that was disallowed. Like, he just, honestly, I don't know. I think this season will be a big season. But I'll just put Rashford in, based on the fact I wanted to put Jesus up top. And the reason why I wanted to put Jesus is because I just felt of both teams, we don't have superstar strikers, but he was the one that I felt would link very well with the two. And, with Jesus, it's he's never going to bang you 25 to 30 goals in the league. But what he brings you apart from that is, but you can't beat it, which is why I think he's going to be a big blow for us missing him at the moment.
How long is he out for, potentially?
They're saying around 4 to 6 weeks. So that would mean he would miss. See, the problem is when it's 4 to 6 weeks.
Is he injury prone?
The problem is knee injury is probably one of the worst ones in terms of like.
Yeah, it really is.
You know what I mean? You've got to keep getting a little something just to make sure. And I don't know. I think, we'll get into another episode.
Quick question as well. That team, Onana, White, Saliba, Martinez, Shaw, Cassie, Odegaard, Bruno, Saka, let's say Jesus and Rashford, or Rashford and Martinelli. Does that team beat City to the title?
100% for me. 100%. 100%.
It's a really good team. You look at it, it's such a balanced well team. Listen, the team,
Martinelli. The team has everything.
Team.
The team has everything.
Martinez and Saliba, that would be an elite partnership.
Listen, that two would shackle Haaland. Shackle him. You know what I mean? You've got Onana in goal doing the ball playing, chipping it over their midfield. You know what I mean? And then you've got Cass, Bruno, and Odegaard versus Rodri. I think that team would beat.
That'd be so good.
Listen. So look, we
6 United players, 5 Arsenal players, really balanced.
Very balanced, isn't it? Listen, we did well with that one, and I think what was it? We only not disagreed, but it was only the last position,
last part, pretty much.
The last one. Oh, very good.
Yeah, we're good and everything else.
I'm happy.
Pleasantly surprised.
I'm going to put that. that question you just put. I'm going to put that up on my social after. Would that team be? That's a good
question, man.
We're going to put.
Do the Jesus, Rashford, Saka one. Yeah, I think that's if everyone's fit.
That one,
you're going to put Jesus in there, aren't you?
We'll go there with that. Okay, all right. So what we're going to finish off on, that was a fun one. I love that one. This one we're going to go with, we're going to predict the top 4. And with this, I think as before it starts, I'm going to try and get other people's predictions as well. But we're going to predict the top 4 and the bottom 3. We'll go with, let's do the bottom 3 first.
I like
who you think is going to go down? Because we talk about the top teams all the time. I want to give these teams at the bottom a bit of airtime.
I've got to take one. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking it could be.
Okay, who do you think will finish bottom? Who do you think will finish bottom?
I know this is an obvious pick, but Luton.
Okay, so Luton. For me, I think Sheffield United. I think they just sold their best player. Not even think I know they sold their best player to Marseille. By the way, big him up. By the way, that player because
I don't know who you're talking about. Who is that?
Can't remember his first name, but Ndiaye, and he he played for a team named Rising Ballers, because I watched a lot of them on YouTube. And he grew up a Marseille fan, and yeah, listen, he's got his dream move. He's gone back to France now, so
That's a big call when you've just made it to the Premier League, and you're probably going to get big wages at Sheffield United in the Premier League.
But I heard they thought the deal was agreed to for him to continue, and I heard Billy Sharp was willing to give up his shirt number for him, and then Marseille come, but because it's the team he loves, you chose to go.
It's different, isn't it? When it's your club, bruv, it's different, bruv, isn't it?
So I think they'll go. I don't think we're going to see that same Sheffield United we saw that other year. Do you remember when they shocked quite a few of us with their play?
Well, Dean Henderson in goal on loan from us. He did really well for them. Really well.
They're gone. They're bottom, I think. I think Luton are going to be that team that away from home.
I want them to stay up. I think they're going to go down, but I want them to stay up. They're a shitty little ground as well. Just let something about it. It's just like.
By the way, we've got to go. By the way, we've got to go this season. Like even if I've got, I don't even want to go with the United fans. No, but we need to at least visit that ground once. I just want to see it whilst it's in the Prem.
It might be a cup game because it's such a small ground that it's going to hard. I'm sure that it's pretty much 90% season ticket holder, so it's going to be hard. But I think if you can get like a little lower league, like League Cup. FA Cup ones, and they play a lower league team. Maybe, I want to experience it as well.
Them small grounds, you'll be knocking on someone's front door saying, "Excuse me, do you mind if I just go through the stands?" That's what type of yard is going to be. You'll be passing the garden, family having a barbecue. Yeah, you know. Yeah. But listen, I think they'll finish 19th. But I think they will beat a couple of teams. I don't think they'll beat like the Arsenals, the Uniteds, but I think they'll beat like like a Newcastle, one of them, Aston Villa.
You don't think they're going to get battered in terms of finishing the bottom three? They'll have somewhat of a chance to stay up, you reckon, towards the last few games?
I think they'll get a few hide-ins. I think when they go away from home, I think they've got a few hide-ins. Because the problem is, when you come up from that league, it's, especially someone like Luton, no disrespect, but even though you've gone up, how you go about approaching players that can keep you in the Prem? Like, if imagine you're playing for, I don't know now, let's say Aston Villa West Ham, let's say. You haven't restarted at West Ham, but Luton come in for you. West Ham, you're getting paid 60k, but Luton offer you, let's say 80. Are you going to go? Because it's like you go, you do one season, you go down. So it's a tricky one. So I think they're going to find it very difficult. Now this is going to be interesting. Who do you think is going to be 18th? So who's the team who's going to go with them? Do you think all three teams?
I think Burnley will stay up. I think Burnley will stay up relatively comfortably. I'm putting Forest in there, man. I think they're going to get the second season syndrome. I think they're going to go down. Personally. And I'm hearing that they owe a lot of money to agents and players. I don't know if it's true, but if it's true, then that's not going to be good for them as well.
Is that the guy who owns Olympiacos and EasyJet? Isn't it?
The Greek guy, yeah. He's a nutter.
I just wanted to say Greek, so I knew. Okay, cool, that's it.
yeah. He's a Greek nutter, and I'm allowed to say that because I'm Greek. But he's. I think Forest second season syndrome. I think they're going to go down.
No, fair point. I think for me, it's between two. I think possibly Everton, because they're always flirting with it, and I think there comes a time when your luck is done. Like there's no more. Or, this might sound a bit mad, I think Wolves.
I forgot about Wolves. You know what? I could potentially put Wolves. Wolves. I totally. I know Jimenez wasn't banging, but to lose with Jimenez as well.
But they've lost Neves, Moutinho, Jimenez.
Oh yeah, you know what? Wolves. It's Wolves, isn't it?
That's worrying.
I'm changing to Wolves. Yeah, I'm changing to Wolves over Forest.
It's worrying because with Forest,
they signed.
That's another thing. I haven't even heard them sign anyone. Have they signed anyone at all? I don't think so. But and I think at the moment the manager's going for a bit of the thing with the board where it's like you're not allowing me to sign guys and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I think they're gonna have a bad season. I think they're gone. Actually, I won't say Everton will flirt with it, but I think Wolves will go down because remember they bought
what's his name from Atletico Madrid?
Cunha.
Yeah, couldn't have 50 million this for the name.
50?
Yeah, that's what it says on Transfer Market. And 11 million on Traore Boubacar from Metz. Couple of free transfers, but Cunha.
I think they're gone. And Traore's obviously free agent now, so they ain't got him to depend on to be bombing down the wing, with his baby old arm. So I think I think them three are gone. Okay, listen. I'm going to note that down after because I think we'll probably be right with that one. Now, to finish off, top four.
And ultimately, who's going to finish higher out of us two?
And this will tell us.
This is it.
This will tell us. And then
start with fourth and work our way up.
Let's go. So I think fourth. I said it. I think. I think United.
No, don't say it, bro.
I think United.
Say it, bro. Really?
I think United. And let me explain why. I think you got okay. If you finish the window now, how it is, I think you'll finish fourth. And as I told you yesterday, though, I think you'll do well in Champions League. I can see you do well in Champions League. I definitely can. I just think in the league, I just got a feeling like Liverpool will do well this season. In the fact of just doing Europa, made some decent signings. Still haven't got a DM yet, so. But I think, I think you guys fourth genuinely do, and that's not. I like to have a dig every now and then. That's not to be a diss, but I genuinely think you guys will probably finish fourth. But who do you think?
If we finish fourth and say won another cup again, that's not a bad season. I know it's like United fans and Arsenal fans settling for top four, like when they were winners, but you want to get Champions League football and you want to win something. Can
I just say something on that point though? Do you remember back in the day, Arsene Wenger used to say about top four, and people used to laugh at him. They used to talk about the difficulty of getting there and, how much it meant. People used to be like, this top four trophy, whatever. And now everyone's seen like it's a battle. So, listen, big up Arsenal, man. Big up Arsenal.
Big him up. But still, Arsenal United should be winning titles.
Yeah, 100%.
But top four is the minimum, and the money-wise and, getting players in is like you want to get top four no matter what. So I would be content with fourth, but obviously, Okay. So my fourth place would be, I was thinking between Chelsea and Liverpool. I feel like Chelsea are going to cut. It could be either way, but my gut tells me Chelsea, so I've gone Chelsea for fourth.
Chelsea for fourth, okay. Chelsea for fourth. Third place?
I've gone for Arsenal. Look at the roll of the eye.
No, that's cool.
Got to back my boys, man. Even if I'm going to be wrong, I'm backing them to the end. So Arsenal third. What about you? Liverpool.
And obviously I've got to back my lot to be like you, back them to finish top two minimum. I think Liverpool, if they keep a fully fit team and sign a DM, I think they're going to cause havoc next season. I think defensively they still need to fix up.
They're going under the radar a little bit because of their bad season, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, I watched them in pre-season and mate, I think Gakpo will have a big season. Jota's still there, doing well.
Yeah.
And obviously the Sam McAllister, Szoboszlai. I just think they're just missing a DM. If they get a DM, Romeo Lavia or anyone else solid in there, I can see them top three minimum for them. Definitely.
Okay.
They'll have a very good season. Oh, this way it gets a bit. So top two. Now, who are you going with?
Second, Man United. First, Man City, obviously. So I think United. We need United to progress. I mean, if we finish third or fifth, then it's okay. But with the signings we've got and potentially getting, I've got to back up boys to try and push for. If we've got Harry Kane, I'd be very confident in second place. Minimum, I'd be like, come on, let's go for the title. Not that we'd win it, but I'd be like, let's have a title challenge. United second. I'm backing the boys. So I'm saying, United are just going to finish higher above Arsenal. But we'll see. We've got a little bet going on as well, haven't we?
Yeah. Don't tell people what the.
No, I'm not going to tell them. It's a nice little friendly bet.
Yeah, nice little friendly bet. I think I want to say we're going to finish top. I really do.
Say it, bruv. Just say it. Come on. Say it. Say it with your chest, bro.
No. I love this club, but I'm a real fan.
You want to kiss this one as well? Come.
Oh no, you must be mad. I do need a toilet though. I can't lie. I do need a toilet. But I think you can't look past Man City for the league. I think,
it's hard too, isn't it? It's hard.
It's hard. And the thing
boring
is,
me,
And if you look at the window as well, all right, they've signed Gavardia. If they do, I think if they don't sign anyone else now, from this point, I think we win it. I'm going to say it now. I genuinely think we win the league. If after Gavardia they don't sign anyone else, I think we win it. If they then now go and buy someone for Gundogan in his place. And
Gundogan.
Gundogan.
Yeah, Gundogan. Yeah, he's Turkish, isn't he? I've got a lot of Turkish friends. His name's Gundogan.
I stand corrected. I think they need to replace Mahrez. Or unless they're going to play one of the youngsters, I'm not sure what they're going to do. I know they've got 2 youngsters. I mean, they've got like McAtee and Cole. I think Cole Palmer went alone, actually. So I don't know how they'll play that one. But I think they need to replace them. I think if they don't, I genuinely think we could win it. The only concern I have for us is the Champions League aspect now, because we don't tend to do well with the Europe League. So I think it's going to be interesting for a lot of teams.
What do you reckon the points difference is going to be between Arsenal and United? Let's do that as well. I think it's going to be close. I'll say 2 points that we'll finish above you guys.
I think we finish above you by like 5 points.
Okay.
By 5 points.
See how it goes, isn't it? It's going to be a fun, interesting season.
It's going to be very, very interesting. And listen,
Premier League is back.
And this is we're going to just, in this final minute, I'm just going to say, because he wants this, guys. He wants this. I'd like to respect Nick and apologise. Last season, I was giving him smoke for FPL, and he finished above me. And for those of you that know me, I hate losing, and it bears me to say this. But he did well.
That's why it says FPL King, man. Nah, it was a good battle, man. It was close between us. Towards the end, we was like this, wasn't we? Towards the end, and
very close.
It was close, but it's stressful, Like I said, FPL stresses me out, bro. But I'm coming back for the new season.
We love the stress. Listen, next week the stress starts again. Let's see if Nick still has the same smile come December.
Don't worry, man, because as you know, we're going for Chad. There's a boy called Chad. I'm going to mash him up, bro. I'm mashing you up, Chad. I'm going to mash you up.
Chad's getting exposed live on the YouTube. But listen, honestly, Nick, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming on, my G, man. Listen, Arsenal Man Utd. This is a friendly rivalry. We've been through the Wenger, wars, all of that.
True Premier League area.
True. And look at us now. We are. But listen, thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate it. You're definitely going to get more in the season. And we're going to go back to these little predictions. Trust me, we'll definitely.
I love the predictions. They're fun.
But listen, thanks again, my G. Yeah, thanks. Take care.
Cheers.
For everyone watching, love, follow, share it around. Let people know this is
do it. Everyone needs to see this.
Trust me. Love, my people. Peace.